When it comes to Finland, people often think of fresh air, endless forests, and a peaceful lifestyle typical of Northern Europe. But before talking about happiness or world-class education quality, we need to start from the most basic thing. That is the geographical location and population structure of this special country. Finland is located in Northern Europe, considered part of Scandinavia, a place famous for its cold climate, long winters, and majestic natural landscapes. On the map, Finland holds a quite interesting position. To the west, it borders Sweden, to the north, it borders Norway, and to the east, it has a large border with Russia. This position creates cultural and historical exchanges and geopolitical impacts throughout the hundreds of years of the country's existence. Seen from above, Finland looks like a strip of land stretching next to countless lakes and forests. And from this natural condition, Finland's population is one of the lowest in Europe. As of 2020, Finland has only about 5.5 million people. To put this into perspective, this number is only more than half the population of Ho Chi Minh City. However, their area is up to 338,000 km², almost the same as the area of Vietnam. This leads to a population density of only about 18 people per km², making Finland the country with the lowest population density in the entire European Union. The sparse population is not just a dry number. It creates an airy living space, a clean environment, and a slow, quiet pace of life, factors that contribute significantly to the feeling of happiness that Finnish people always share. Interestingly, despite its low population and harsh natural conditions, Finland is still a country with a high GDP, high tax rates, and one of the best social welfare systems in the world. Tax revenues are used to invest heavily in education, healthcare, childcare, elderly care, and many community support services. Thanks to that, the quality of life in Finland is always maintained at a very high level. In short, the special geographical location, vast natural environment, and low population density are the first foundations that make Finland different. A country where people live close to nature, enjoy fresh air, and are well supported by welfare policies. If you are interested in the interesting things about Finland, and you want to continue to discover more unique stories about countries around the world, please subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, and leave a small comment below. Your support will help me have more motivation to bring more new journeys, new perspectives, and more inspiring content. When talking about Finland, people often imagine a peaceful, green, and open land. And that's right, the nature here is not only beautiful, but also has record numbers that surprise anyone. The first special thing is the forest. More than 75% of Finland's area is covered by forest, making this country one of the regions with the highest forest coverage rate on the planet. This not only creates a fresh atmosphere, but also forms a lifestyle close to nature for the local people. In Finland, forests are not just for sightseeing. People and visitors have the right to freely enter the forest, freely travel, camp, pick wild fruits, or simply enjoy the quiet air, as long as they respect the environment and preserve the natural landscape. This is considered a valuable cultural feature, demonstrating the Finnish people's respect for nature. Not only forests, Finland is also famous for its dense lake system. This country owns up to 188,888 lakes, larger than 500 metsas, an almost unimaginable number. That is why Finland is often called by a very beautiful name, Land of 1,000 Lakes. Among them, Lake Saimaa is the largest lake and is also one of the largest lakes in Europe. This is also the habitat of the extremely rare Saimaa freshwater seal, with only about 300 individuals left. This seal is a symbol of purity and also a testament to the Finnish people's efforts to preserve the environment. Not stopping there, Finnish nature also recorded another record: the island system. The country has 70,000 islands, from small islands to islands large enough to build houses. However, only about 20,000 of them are suitable for living or construction. In particular, some old lighthouses in Finland have been renovated into beautiful small hotels, providing a unique travel experience. Watching the sea, listening to the wind, and waking up in the middle of the solitude of the North Sea. That is the feeling that only Finland can bring. All of these numbers combine to create a vast, fresh, and unique natural picture. Finland is not only beautiful, but also a place where people and nature blend together gently and sustainably. When it comes to Finland, the first thing that makes many people curious is the special climate of this Nordic land. This is where nature creates clear, strong, and impressive movements, making people's daily lives have a very unique color. Winter in Finland is long and cold. Snow covers the vast forests to the peaceful villages. With thick snow and low temperatures, this country becomes a paradise for those who love outdoor activities. Skiing can last up to 6 months a year, and not in a few regions, but throughout the country. This is not only a sport, but also a part of culture, of exercise habits, and of joy in the long winter. When spring and summer come, Finnish nature changes to a completely different look. Sunlight lasts from early morning until late at night. In many areas, you can see the day almost all night, creating a phenomenon that people often call the sun never sets. Life is more vibrant at this time. People go out more, enjoy the warm light, camp, fish, or walk among the cool green forests. Finnish summers are not too hot, very pleasant, and extremely comfortable. One of the things that makes Finland loved all over the world is the air quality. This country is often among the places with the cleanest air on the planet. The vast space, the forest cover, and the high awareness of environmental protection have created an atmosphere that everyone wants to breathe once. Here, just taking a light walk in nature, you will feel purified from the inside. Not only does Finland have clean air, but it also has a source of water that is among the purest. The capital Helsinki has water so clean that you can drink directly from the tap, which is rare even in many developed countries. The water source is strictly treated and controlled, ensuring incredible safety and purity. All of these factors combine to create an ideal living environment, a place where nature not only creates beautiful landscapes, but also supports people's health, spirit, and quality of life. When learning about Finland, we are not only impressed by the vast nature or fresh air, but also by the very unique cultural features that have created the identity of this Nordic country. Finland has a culture that blends simplicity, tranquility, and a spirit of turning to nature, making anyone who sets foot here feel the peace from the very first moments. One of the most special features of Finland is the language. Finnish is considered one of the most difficult languages to learn in the world. Not part of the popular Latin system, Finnish has a pronunciation, structure, and vocabulary that is very different for most learners. The long tones, complex inflections, and unique word combinations make this language both beautiful and challenging. But for the Finns, this is a source of pride, a cultural bridge, a way for them to preserve their traditions and identity in an increasingly globalized world. Finnish culture is also famous for its simplicity and honesty. The Finns love quiet, love private space, and respect the independence of each individual. They are not noisy, not ostentatious, but love quiet, naturalness, and practicality. Their lives are closely tied to nature, from the habit of going to the forest, going to the lake, to relaxing moments in the traditional sauna. When talking about the identity of a country, we cannot ignore the national flag. The Finnish flag has a simple yet meaningful design, a white background combined with a blue cross. The white represents snow, which covers most of the country during the long winter. The blue represents the thousands of lakes that stretch across the country. With just two colors, the flag tells the whole story of Finnish nature, clear, pure, and strong. When looking at the flag, people see not just a symbol, but a way of life. A country that values cleanliness, purity, freedom, and connection with nature. A place where the culture, language, and national symbols all reflect the peace and strength within the Finnish people. Looking at Finland today, a peaceful, prosperous country known for its high quality of life, few would imagine that this country has gone through a long and tumultuous history. Behind the tranquility of its forests and lakes are stories that have shaped the character and resilience of its people. For 600 years, Finland was part of the Kingdom of Sweden. This long period of time had a strong influence on the country's culture, laws, and social structure. You can see the Swedish mark in many of its customs, in its cuisine, in the language of the Swedish-speaking minority, and even in its remaining ancient architecture. By the early 19th century, Finland's history had taken a new turn. In 1809, Finland became a Grand Duchy of Russia. Although some autonomy was retained, this was a period in which the Finnish people felt a stronger desire for identity and independence. That desire lasted until 1917, when Finland officially declared independence. marking one of the most important milestones in the country's history. And in those special pages of history, there was a figure that made the whole world talk about Finland with amazement. That was Simo Häyhä, who was known by the nickname White Death. Although the nickname sounds strong, his story is a testament to discipline, focus, and extraordinary survival ability. In the harsh context of winter war, Simo Häyhä became a symbol of perseverance. In just 100 days, he recorded 505 targets, a number that stunned the world. What is special is that he used a simple gun without a sight. That extraordinary accuracy comes from persistent practice, from excellent observation, and from the strong fighting spirit of the Finnish people. Today, the story of Simo Häyhä is still told as an important part of modern history. Not to glorify conflict, but to remember the will and perseverance, the qualities that helped Finland get through the most difficult times. Finnish history is not noisy, but it is the silence, perseverance, and determination that helped this small country step up to a proud position on the world map. If stories about Finnish history interest you, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, and leave a small comment about your opinion. Your support helps me continue to bring more good content about countries around the world. When it comes to Finland, there is one title that the country has held for many years: the happiest country in the world. This is not a symbolic trophy, but the result of a series of factors that contribute to a quality of life that many other places find difficult to match. In global rankings, Finland is always at the top, thanks to very specific criteria. These are high life expectancy, stable social welfare, good income, and the freedom to choose each individual's lifestyle. In addition, Finland is also considered one of the countries with the lowest corruption levels in the world. This transparency helps people feel secure, trust the system, and can live in a fair, clean, and sustainable environment. Another factor that contributes to a high happiness index is a strong social support system. People are always cared for, from health, education to spiritual life. Regardless of the circumstances, they receive the necessary support to overcome difficulties and continue life in a more positive way. Finland is also considered the best place to be a mother. From the moment the baby is born, the family receives a baby box containing clothes, blankets, and essentials, helping the baby have the best start. Mothers can also take up to a year off and still receive benefits from the state. And when they take their children out, they can use public transport for free, a humane policy that reduces the burden on the family and creates better conditions for childcare. Not only does Finland provide strong support in life, it also gives its people the ability to move freely almost around the world. The Finnish passport is ranked among the most powerful on the planet, allowing citizens to travel to many countries without a visa. This is not only about convenience, but also about the country's reputation and quality on the international stage. All of this adds up to a clear picture: a country where people live safely, are respected, supported, and enjoy a clean environment. Happiness in Finland is not a slogan. It is a real feeling in people's daily lives. When mentioning Finland, we not only think of a peaceful country with vast nature, but also remember a very special feature: honesty and almost absolute safety. This is one of the things that makes visitors feel secure from the first minutes of setting foot in this Nordic land. Something that sounds paradoxical but is completely true. Finland is the country with the highest prison break rate in Europe. However, the reason is not because the prison is dangerous or lacks control, but because of the open prison model that Finland is applying. In this model, people serving sentences can move freely within the prescribed area, work, learn a trade, or participate in social activities as part of the reintegration process. However, Finland is still considered one of the safest places in the world. This shows a very high level of trust between the people and the social system. When it comes to safety, the Finnish reputation for honesty cannot be overlooked. According to an interesting survey, out of 12 wallets tested in various public places, 11 were returned to their owners. This number is not just about finding and returning items, but also deeply reflects a culture that values integrity, transparency, and community responsibility. In Finland, honesty is not something too special. It is simply the way people choose to live their daily lives. Thanks to these values, people always feel safe when walking, whether early in the morning or late at night. Public transport operates effectively, social order is maintained, and the transparent living environment creates a space where anyone can move with peace of mind. Visitors also shared that in Finland, they can leisurely stroll, admire the peaceful streets without having to worry too much about personal safety. That honesty and safety do not come naturally. It comes from education, from a culture of mutual respect, from the transparency of the system, and from the high sense of community of the people. All of this creates a very unique Finland, a place where you can trust, feel safe and comfortable like you are in your own home. Finland is not only famous for its green forests, vast lakes, or outstanding quality of life. This country also possesses countless interesting things, sometimes humorous, sometimes very strange, but all contribute to creating a unique image of this Nordic land. One of the most surprising things is the habit of drinking coffee. The Finns are the biggest coffee drinkers in the world, consuming an average of 12 kielins per person per year. Coffee here is not a luxury drink, but an indispensable part of daily life. Finns drink coffee when working, when meeting friends, when taking a break, and even every conversation can start with a hot cup of coffee. But the fun doesn't stop there. Finland also has a special holiday called National Failure Day, which takes place on October 13th every year. This is an opportunity for people to share their failures, difficult lessons, and see them as stepping stones to maturity. Finns believe that failure is natural, and the more open-minded people are, the easier it is for people to move forward. Speaking of uniqueness, we cannot ignore the strange sports that only Finland has. There are phone throwing competitions where participants demonstrate the strength and distance of their throws. Or swamp soccer, a sport that requires endurance and fun. Then there is high heel throwing, an activity that is more entertaining than competitive. And especially the virtual guitar championship, where participants perform as if they are playing a real guitar, except they don't have a guitar in their hands. Finland is also home to many globally famous video games. Angry Birds, the hit game that once took the phone by storm, was created here. Even the legendary Snake game on early Nokia phones originated in Finland, associated with the memories of millions of people. And finally, one more special thing. In Finland, traffic fines are calculated according to income. This means that high-income earners, especially millionaires, can face fines of up to tens of thousands of dollars for speeding violations, a fair and effective deterrent. When it comes to Finland, people often think of pristine nature, a peaceful pace of life, and a world-leading happiness index. But there is one thing that the whole planet admires even more: Finland's education system. No fuss, no pursuit of achievements, no pressure on students, but still one of the most effective and humane systems on the planet. To understand what makes that miracle, we have to go back to the beginning. Before the 1970s, Finnish education was not outstanding. It was even considered to be deteriorating, and the economy was almost entirely dependent on logging, an industry that could not guarantee long-term development. Seeing the limits of the old model, Finland made a historic decision to completely reform the education system. The goal was clear: to build a knowledge economy where people, not resources, became the driving force of development. It is worth mentioning that Finland's reform did not happen in a hurry. It was done slowly, steadily, based on research, experimentation, and consensus of the whole society. And it is this consistency that has created an education that the world must look at. One of the most surprising things is, Finnish children start grade 1 at the age of 7, not 5, not 6. Finland believes that children need to play to develop naturally before entering academics, and reality proves, when starting later, children learn better. Compulsory education only lasts until grade 9. After that, students are free to choose, to learn a trade, to continue studying, or to pursue another direction. No one forces them. Another thing that surprises foreigners is all tuition fees are free. From tuition, school lunches, school supplies to extracurricular activities, everything is paid for by the state. For students who live more than 2 kilometers from school, they also get free bus transportation every day. But what makes Finnish education completely different is the philosophy. No pressure, no extra classes, very little homework. On average, a student only needs about 30 minutes each evening to complete assigned tasks. The remaining time is for fun, exploration, family, and personal development. Recess is also emphasized. Between each class, students get a 15-minute break, one of the longest in the world. They believe that the brain needs time to recover in order to absorb well. The Finnish system does not have standardized tests. There is only one exam at the end of high school. Students even have the right to refuse the final assessment if they feel they are not ready, something that very few education systems in the world dare to apply. To have a good education, Finland places the greatest trust in teachers. Here, teaching is considered one of the most prestigious professions. Not everyone can become a teacher. All must have a master's degree, and the selection process is extremely strict. Only about 10% of candidates applying to the teaching profession are accepted, equivalent to the competitive rate of the most prestigious professions in the world. Notably, a teacher in Finland will accompany a class for 6 years. This helps create a deep connection, understanding each student's personality, psychology, and strengths. Thanks to that, teachers can support each student in a subtle and effective way. Looking back at the entire journey of discovering Finland, we can easily understand why this small country in Northern Europe is always mentioned as a symbol of happiness, progress, and pioneering education. Finland does not have a large population, nor does it have bustling cities. But it is the simplicity, transparency, and spirit of promoting the quality of life that has helped them build a development model that the whole world admires. Here, people live in a fresh atmosphere, among vast forests and thousands of blue lakes. A natural environment that many other countries can only dream of. But what makes Finland special is not only the landscape, but also the way people treat each other, the way society operates, and the way the country puts people at the center of all policies. Finland has proven that a small country can still make a big impact. They show that development does not have to be based on noise, but can come from perseverance, focus on people, and steadfastness with the right values. From the welfare system, quality of life, to the humanistic education, Finland has become a clear proof that happiness does not lie in ostentation, but in balance and safety in every day of life. And with a humanistic education, Finland has set a new standard for the world. An education that does not force children to chase achievements, but helps them grow up naturally, happily, and develop according to their own abilities. That is also the reason why the education system here is considered pioneering, leading, and inspiring. If you feel that stories about Finland bring you new perspectives and positive inspiration, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, and share the video with your friends. Your support is the motivation for me to continue bringing interesting journeys, meaningful stories, and new discoveries about this big world. Thank you for joining us. See you in the next videos.